Yeah. I was trying to show the backyard, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it's dark.
I'm going to get a battery for that and do the temperature in a minute.
You're saying hello
Yeah.
to the thousands of people that are there?
One person there now.
One lost soul. So what are they?
I was going to turn the camera around.
Well, there's nothing to see except pavers.
Well,
Maybe I'll put my foot out there.
no, it didn't work. Sorry, I was trying to show the chook over there, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Yourself.
I have to go change dressing gowns. It's cold.
Yes, it's going to be a cold few days. Well, for us anyway. 17 max.
Who's that lurking in the shadows? Mind you, if it's lag, they've come and gone, I wouldn't know. No one's talking.
No one's talking.
No.
They're sitting there with their Doritos.
I thought I just heard an owl. Yeah. It'd be cool if it was.
I still can see it.
No, but you could hear it.
Hello, people of Boyd. How are you? You going all right? Yeah? There's a person in here. I don't know who it is. It's probably someone very important. Probably got a gold ticket, free pass to come to the show.
It's probably...
I was thinking about writing a song about Boyd.
You've only blocked one person, haven't you? Or you didn't.
I don't
Someone
block
did.
anyone.
Well, someone blocked him.
Someone blocked someone, did they? Oh well. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a song along like Bob Dylan. People of Boyd, gather around. Jeff T. Rowe is acting the clown. Elvis and Rosie don't get a mention. Mallory's screaming, she wants the attention. Oh, the Boyd is a burning. I have to work on that one.
And you won't remember the words now of what you just sung.
No, I just made it up as I go along.
You'll have to go back and watch the video.
That's all right. I'll make up a different one. So, here it is on a winter's
Day.
night. Well, not day.
I'll get a battery in a minute.
It's about, I don't know, what is the temperature? We don't know, because while we were away, the old temperature gauge got flooded. So we're drying it out. You're going to put a battery in it?
See if it works.
Good evening, Awesome Hooker.
Hello, Awesome.
Fukushima, I just tweeted, you got seeds, love your ball. You some chata Mr. Seeds.
Is that just Awesome, isn't it?
Awesome and Fukushima.
Where's Fukushima?
Well, it's a play on words.
Oh, that's right.
It's either a US carrier.
Hello, I'm going to take this with me.
See ya.
I'll bring this back to him in a minute. I got to change dressing gowns because I'm cold. I got to show you my chook and Awesome. Isn't that cute? My auntie in Germany gave me that. Isn't that cute? And I got a baby magnet cuckoo clock. I know, and some other magnets. Suzy's out there wondering, what the hell is she talking about? I didn't actually buy much. I know, just show you around my house a bit while I get a battery from the junk drawer. There we go. I'll put you back to seeds in a sec. I've just got you inside with me. Oh, wrong size battery. I need a little one. See, it's my junk drawer. Everybody has a junk drawer. Actually, I had 3 junk drawers and had to go through them yesterday because, man. Uh-oh. I think I better take in the other thermometer. Oh, hang on. See if I can get seeds to make it work. Sorry, I'm taking you around everywhere. Now I'll put you back on. You try and get that one to work. If not, I'll go and get the other one.
I'll try and get this one to work. How do I do that? Doesn't it just come on?
Well, it sort of flashed before.
Reset.
It's a brand new battery.
I don't know. Got work.
Talk to them and I'll get the other one.
Hello. How are you, Hooker? Things tickety-boo? That's the accent we say good. I love you long time, Fukushima. Yeah, Fukushima is a play on either a US carrier or just swear words. It's probably a mixture of both.
I think maybe we better not leave these outside when we get a heavy downpour.
Could be an idea. Tickety-boo!
So the backs have come off them.
Don't know what we did today. What did we do? Oh, we went down the salvage yard to check on our...
There we go. This one works. We'll just have
right, check on our windows. Letting them know that we'll be... actually, it says 21 still. 21...
Yeah.
20 degrees.
Yeah, but this has to actually stay out of...
There we go. I'll put it into Fahrenheit. That way they'll understand. That's what temperature it is right now. I just missed what somebody wrote because I put that in front. Sorry. Apologies. You know what I'm like. Cooper. Oh, cool. He's a nice lad, Cooper. Fine young man. Ah, I see. Yeah, I knew it was a play on something. So you got all that radiation on the west coast. Obviously you live there. Still, nothing wrong with webbed feet and webbed hands. Makes it a lot easier to swim. It's cold for us. I know we're whingers, but it's going down to 17 degrees tomorrow. Ooh. Mind you, it's warmer here than it is in Europe, and it's spring there. The day after we left Stuttgart, it snowed. But can't complain. Yeah, so I was telling you the story. We went down to the salvage yards to check on our windows. We've got some ornate colonial windows and a couple of, that's a big piece in the middle, you know, with the lead lining, and either side there are 2 more that have got sash windows that we can open up. They're still good, and our big French doors, they're still there. So, and you can't see nothing because it's just a tarp over there, but I picked up 3 Art Deco 1940 sash windows. In feet, they're probably 5 feet high by about 9 feet long. They're for 1, 2, 3 bedrooms
I'll make us a
that
coffee.
we're adding on.
I'm going to nick Awesome again. She's
Go
still
on
there.
There. Time for a coffee.
I'm just going to make a coffee, but I've got something else to show you that I bought myself while overseas. I've changed dressing gowns. Take you into the lounge. Who else we got there? I think you'll be able to see it. Can you see that goblet? I'm going into the light. Isn't that pretty? I can't remember what castle I got that from, but I like goblets. I collect goblets. Oh, gone out of focus. Oh, sorry. And probably we've got lag, have we? And see this little Guinness, because that's Seed's favourite drink, Guinness. See how tiny that little glass is? It's actually a candle. But I'm not letting him burn it. Oh my God, you can tell. Look, bottle of water laying down and a pack of, as you call it, pork scratching, I think. We call it, I don't know what we call it. And this, I know it's boring showing you what I bought, but get over it. You just have to look what I bought. Pork knuckle or pork crackle. My God, he'll watch this later and say, why did you show that for? Oh, my daughter bought me this for Mother's Day. Isn't that cute? Oh, and it's exciting. And this too, my daughter got me for Mother's Day. My other daughter got me flowers, and son took me out to lunch. Look at this little bottle of wine, and it's a candle. It's a candle, this whole thing. Another one I won't burn. Okay, I've bored you enough. I'll give you back to Seeds while I make the coffee. I've probably got a bit of lag, hey? Alright, I'll give you back to Seeds and I'll make a coffee. I just dobbed you in. Awesome will probably tell you all about it.
Thanks for that, whatever it was. Obviously you've done me a favour.
It's a bit of a lag there. I don't know.
Yes, hello, MB.
Hi MB, I showed them you had some pork crackle.
Pork crackle.
I'm hot now.
Oh, she's been showing you a few of the knickknacks, has she? And the remnants of my pork crackle packet. Don't have it often, but I do like a bit of crackle. Yeah, showing we couldn't catch up, MB. At one stage there, it looked like it could be on. But you're a busy lady, international jet setter. As you know, we stayed in Stuttgart and did a lot of travelling around there. We went to Frankfurt. I don't know about you, MB, but it's very sad looking at all the homeless in Frankfurt. A lot of drug problem. We did stay basically near the train station. Not under an umbrella, but in a nice hotel. But it was pretty sad. I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. England was the same. Not so much in Ireland. Certainly not in Scotland. A lot of frozen people in Scotland if you had them homeless. I'm sure they're there, don't get me wrong. But London, they were everywhere. A lot of drug problems, a lot of homeless. Yeah, and we helped a few that we thought were worthy, but you just could do it all day. It's very sad. I'm sure, and what I picked up in Germany is the Germans are angry about the influx of all different types of people from different parts of Europe. They hate the Romanies. They don't like a lot of what's happened in their own country. So there's a lot of angry, particularly young men, angry at the fact that all these homeless people are there. But that's what the Euro gives you. Open borders. If that's what you want. Not so much an invasion, Fukushima, but because they're part of the EU, there are no closed borders. Auslanders. Yeah. But it is sad, and I could have taken more film than you could have imagined about the sadness and poverty of people on the street, but I would never do that. I think that's abhorrent. I'm not knocking anyone that does that. As you know, there's a few people on YouTube that do that, but I think it's abhorrent because these people's lives, any one of those people could be one of us. That's how I've always thought about it in my life. There's nothing wrong with being down on your luck and all that, and if you've got a drug problem, but I don't like the idea of filming their misery. It's the cabal's way. Yeah, it could be.
Letters in between. There's a bit cool. Not got too hot now, the dressing gown.
Oh well. One half on.
I'm just making a coffee.
We've got homeless here. Mind you, if you're going to be homeless, you want to be in my part of the world. You're never going to freeze. During the day you can go to the shopping centres to keep cool during summer. And Australians do help a lot. I think Fukushima, what it is, there's millions of disenchanted people from their own countries trying to find a home through Europe. And when they get absolutely no money and they can't go any further, they get stuck in always the major cities. And it's all over Europe. I'm sure MB could tell you more about it than I could, but it's obvious to me that's what's happened. They're disenfranchised from their own country for whatever reason. Hello, Milkway. No, they won't get benefits in Germany, that's for sure. I know that for a fact. Yeah, drugs are the biggest issue. I'm an ex-prison officer, I can tell you that's bane for the last 30 years. And the answer is pretty simple. You need to vote me as the world leader, and I'll make a world decision that all drugs are available. Take whatever you like. No punishment, unless you commit a crime.
You tell them they even tried to grab the food as we were eating.
Yeah, we had a couple of occasions people try to actually reach in and grab something off our plate, you know, dining al fresco,
yeah.
Which is pretty sad. But, you know, if you were of the ilk to try and help everyone, we'd be broke by now. Because it's just too many, it's overwhelming. But I think that's what's happened, is that they're moving from one European country to another to see what suits them. And gypsies, in particular, gather in clusters. And so in one area of Frankfurt, there would have been 30 or 40 of them, easy, in one little area. Like you go down one side street, and all the little doorways at night are full of 2 or 3 people. Pretty sad. And our world, like I say, people driving past in Germany in BMWs and Mercedes, you name it, they're $70,000, $80,000 cars. Well, here they are.
The taxis are BMWs.
Yeah.
And Mercedes.
And then as they drive past, the hundreds of homeless people. So the disparity between what people have and what people don't have is enormous. We have homeless in Australia, don't get me wrong, but they get pretty well catered for. The communities gather around and regularly people go down and, you know, drop sandwiches off and a packet of smokes and a blanket.
Sydney's pretty bad.
Yeah, in the big cities it's the same all over the world. There you go. Over to our reporter on the job.
I'll get up again in a second. I'm making the coffee. I changed again. I got too hot. It's like the temperature is that in between.
62 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, the children with the homeless. Yeah, there was children with the gypsies because we were sitting there eating, and because I can understand German, they were sending the kids up asking, you should give my mother something.
Yeah.
Look, we were told not to give anything to anyone. We did give here and there. And, you know, if you're desperate, you're desperate. But sort of when you're at a restaurant, they don't like you to give. And as they were trying to reach in to grab one of our pizzas one night, the shop owner nearly came out, but Alan scared them off. Yes, so I've started to put some videos together. This takes me forever.
Those coins, you know, the ones that from Ireland and Wales, we give them away?
Those coins, I've got some for myself. I have to have a look. Why?
Might do a giveaway. One of those nice Irish coins.
Yeah, I have to have a look which ones, because some were mine.
Okay, because
I'm gonna make...
I don't buy knickknacks or paddywhacks, but my wife, she'd go into the shops and I'd say, where you go? And she come out with something, a little bag of this and a bag of that. Yeah, you're probably right there. Awesome's going to send me an email. It doesn't have to do with me doing you a naked shower video, Hooker. I've told you.
Yes, it does. She
I've
wants
told
one.
you. That's...
There is one on his channel, Hooker.
Shh. There is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. The video. There you go. There's only 1,000 videos on my channel, Hooker.
You did leave it up,
and one of them has me
having
a shower. Yeah.
You did leave it up, didn't you?
I can't remember. It was that long ago. 4 or 5 years ago, I think. I had a 12-volt shower system I was showing a friend of mine who ended up getting one. Good luck finding it. I can't even remember what it's titled. It's 12-volt shower, something like that.
Or off-grid shower or something like that.
I think it's 12-volt shower. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the holiday, I can tell you. It was really good. We didn't get a chance to catch up with Nicole because her mum is always having a bit of a problem, and family comes first. But it's, yeah, we met a lovely young lady from Sweden, and I thought she was Irish. I don't know if you've ever heard the Swiss, MB might be able to back me up here. When they speak English, they sound a little bit Irish. So I nicknamed her Irish. We ended up meeting, her husband was in London for a specialist photography course for a week, and she was bored. So she went to the theatre and went downtown. It was funny because we met at the train station, my wife and I and her, and we were all lost. Where are we going? She said, I don't know. We found a nice young Englishman, he told us where we would go. And we got on the train together, and then she got off somewhere, and she was going to the British Museum, I think, and we went somewhere else. And that was it. We thought, oh, nice to meet you, bye. Anyway, coming down for breakfast in our hotel the next morning, the doors open, and there's Irish. What's the chance of that? We met on the train. You know, I don't know how many million people are in London or how many would have stayed at our hotel. But yeah, so we kept in touch with her for a few days, had lunch and dinner, and then we now just keep in touch with a lovely young lady and her husband. Big fella. Oh, big monster bloke he is. Enrico is Irish's better half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You might need some tobacco, as I got one. Yeah, so highlight for me was definitely Ireland. I love it. I could live in Ireland. And all you women, whoever there, listen carefully. If you want a really tight butt, all right, don't worry about the diets. It's so bloody cold in Ireland, all the women walk around clenched. Unbelievable. A bit like calisthenics on a full-time basis. I sound French, I speak Dutch, I come in my sexy accent. Hello, MB. Friend of mine's French-Canadian, and he does it to me all the time when he calls me up. I call him Louis, as in Louis, he got his head cut off. And he will say to me, good morning, what are you wearing? That's a bloke talking to a bloke. But he's just a funny bugger. We'll catch up with him at the end of the year, or maybe, depends. I don't really want to go to the US and Canada in October. Don't tell the missus I said that. I'd rather go.
Something. What did you say?
No, I said coffee's magnificent.
No, you didn't. I'll just ask Awesome later.
Oh, well.
Awesome email me.
You told them a secret, I'll tell you.
I told you what the secret was. I told them you had pork crackle.
I said I don't really want to go to North America in October. It's too bloody cold. We're going to spend a month or two there.
Yeah.
You know, a month at Hooker's place alone. Food apparently is just superb.
Now I know. I froze in Germany and in London.
I didn't think Germany was too bad.
And you've got to take so many clothes if it's that cold, and that.
Milky Way this October. Yeah, we were planning. The wife wanted to go
Salem.
to Salem in October. In other words, Halloween and all the witches. Really? It's cold in October in Massachusetts. And it's even more cold in Canada. I'm thinking probably like the same time we went this year, about May, April, May. That would seem like the
No.
appropriate time.
You're going to do more research and find out exactly what it's like, because I didn't think it'd be that cold, and I wore the same clothes all the time.
And you want to go to Massachusetts in October?
That's what I'm saying, to make sure I'm more prepared. Or, yeah.
Too cold. I can always go down to Hooker's place. I know Coops wants to catch up with us. Not a great deal of people. We've got family in the US as well. And we'll catch up with them and some very close friends I've known for a very long time. In Pennsylvania. We'll be catching up with them. Kangaroos and all. Ice cream. We have ice cream parlours. We have gelato. We have paved roads as well. But yeah, no, I tell you what, that's one thing, MB. It was too cold for us, but there were ice cream vendors everywhere in Europe. Get ice cream, it's good. It's fucking cold, mate.
And England, and they sold them.
They love them. It was funny, we're sitting in some pub on a corner in Earl's Court. Nice little spot, watching the world go by, and reading the newspaper. Heat wave strikes the UK. It was 26 degrees. It's 21 here and we think it's cold. Heat wave, they're all in the water, swimming. Well, up ankle deep anyway, you know. A lot of sharks in the UK apparently. Not just one selling used cars. Yeah, heat wave strikes the UK. I'm thinking, you're kidding me. 26 degrees is a heat wave. Mostly during summer, that's our minimum. $18 Celsius, cold for this time of year. Yeah, I think 18's, you know, because I remember as a kid, MB, in the UK, spring didn't last long in the UK when I was a kid. It would sort of be cold, then be hot. But it's dragging its heels by the sounds of it. But like I say, of all the places we went, we love Ireland. It's magnificent. And the Irish are very similar to Australians with their sense of humour. They're quick to take the piss out of you and they don't mind you doing it back to them. Mind you, there's a lot of Irishmen in Australia. Probably where we get half of it from. I mean, Ned Kelly. Yeah, but there's other parts of Germany we would go to. Actually, we met another lady and her daughters, didn't we? They were from Berlin.
Yeah.
She was lovely. Actually, I understood half of what she said, but her daughter spoke fluent English. So when we were speaking in English, her mum's going, "What are you saying?" But German's not that hard to pick up. There's a lot of Anglo-Saxon words in German anyway. Well, I'll put them back to you for a second, because they're probably bored with mine.
With your mug.
Have to fix that maybe.
That's fine. Coffee. I'll change dressing gowns again. I got too hot.
You liked Madame Tussauds, didn't you?
I did like Madame Tussauds. Not quite what I expected. I don't know. I expected more, I think. I think we've got a bit of lag. What's funny? Yeah, I expected more Madame Tussauds.
Arnie Schwarzenegger is a foot shorter than me. And I think Tom Cruise is 2 feet shorter. He's
Yeah.
a dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably, if I had stayed there another month, it just would have been a lot easier. I understood everything. There was the odd person I didn't understand because their words were slightly different. He sent she sent the email to your Yahoo one.
Right.
You got it?
No. I'll have to go
I mean,
check
yeah,
it,
you've got to check
later.
it. Yeah, he'll check it. Yeah. Did you put your phone number in there? Awesome. I can call you.
That's what that mannequin
Yeah.
Knight did, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was in York.
That was good, that. Yeah, because that's true. CG's big. It's like when he met some of my family. You wouldn't believe how short my family were in Germany. Oh my God, they're shorter than me. I'm 5'2". And we gave them nicknames. And they thought it was quite funny. That one cousin of mine.
Which one?
The real tiny one. No, not...
Oh,
not,
yeah, the one with the bag back.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she must have been about 4'10".
Yeah, yeah. Alec stands up to give her a hug and it's like, oh my God. "4'9", least MB, 4'9". You're not 4'9", are you? I'll send you a
I
phone
could
number.
stick you in my pocket, MB, if you're that
Hey,
small.
VMAC. 4'9", MB. You're not that small, are you? It's a shame we couldn't catch up, but never say never. Could be another time. Yeah, I'm 5'2". Is that you making the noise?
Yes.
I like the way VMAX says that. How's tricks, hooker? 47 kilos, MB. That's too small.
47 kilo.
I'm
Do you
sure
realise, MB, you could ride in the Melbourne Cup? You could. I'll speak to Bart Cummins' son tomorrow, see if I can get you a ride. Down the outside comes MB. Woo! That's not much weight. I think I eat that much in a month. 5'8". You're enormous, hooker. 5'8". You're a towering inferno. 4'9" and 47 kilo. You're only half the woman I thought you were.
As long as you're happy and as long as you're comfortable.
That's right.
Doesn't matter what you are.
Good things come in small packages. Milky Way is 5'9".
Seeds is 6'5" in the shade.
Yes. Think about getting older, you don't get... Well, you do get a bit shorter, because when I have a full medical every now and then, and you reckon I've lost about half an inch. Must be doing this a bit more.
Well, then I must
Moping
have...
around, old man walk.
Then I must have as well,
How are
because I
ya?
still feel short around you.
Eh?
I must have as well then, because
Yes.
I still feel short around you.
Shoe size, don't laugh. 35.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Only come to seeds and nips. Well, that could come in handy. You got RB at my belt line and you at my nips. Heaven, I'll be there. Da 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 da. Well, when you come over here, Amber, I'm going to have to stick you in the shallow end of the pool. Just keep an eye on you. Let's put some floaties on you. Mind you, you might have natural floaties, you should be right. I'm 5'2", VMAC. Yeah, but in Canadian, I think Canadian measurements, 5'2", I think that's 6'8" Australian. She's an Amazon.
That's not, I'm 5'2".
Yep, you're the same height as my missus. But there is one statistic that I'm fully aware of, and that's my fate, I guess. But I'll ask you this one question. How many really old, tall men do you see? Think about it. MB buys shorts and they reach the floor.
Just like my sister, Ingrid. She
Yeah,
has
Ingrid's only 4'10".
She's not even that.
Is it? Yeah. I felt like Gulliver when I was in Germany. But doesn't matter how big you are. It's not the dog in the fight. It's the fight in the dog. Hello, Hillbilly. Sparky. Morning, good evening. Your brother is 6'4". Wonder who his father was, VMAC. Only kidding. Just kidding.
It's alright, I'll slap him later.
Actually, Hillbilly Tech's about 6'2" off memory. How's my memory going? Hillbilly, pretty good. 6'2". Fortunately, I've got a really good memory. I don't need a hard drive.
Sometimes.
I'm not so tall person in the family. Actually, it's funny because Jeanette, Ingrid's daughter,
My niece.
she must be close to 5'11".
Yes.
So she's the only child that Ingrid had. Ingrid's 4 foot nothing, and her daughter's close to 6 foot tall.
Yeah, but her father was tall.
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
I
he
asked her old
was.
man once. She said about the same height as him, about 5'10".
Oh, a bit tall,
But Jeanette's.
but her grandfather was taller than you, and she's Danish stock.
Oh, right. So she's Viking.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And her grandfather was taller than you. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Oh.
mean, it's not really sad, but it is sad. While we're in Germany, while we're in Stuttgart, while we're in Heidenheim, that's specific, how's that? In an undisclosed location.
Yeah, Königsbrunn.
Near Königsbrunn, to be more specific. I can't even say that word, specific. I just put my horse teeth back in.
Big ocean.
I found out today, we were down Heidenheim on the 28th of April. My aunt died. I was only probably 5-10 minutes away. Did not know. No one told me. I found out today.
But no one knew. That
But
we were
no
with.
one knew because we were with my mum's side of the family. My aunt that died was from my dad's side of the family. And she was a bit of a black sheep of the family anyway. That's beside the point. She still was my aunt. So yeah. It just seems strange that I was sitting there having coffee and cake and living it up with mum's side of the family. 10 minutes away, one of my aunts died. I mean, I only met her once, and that was 2 years ago anyway. So yeah, it was a bit weird. Doesn't life throw some funny things at you? Yeah.
I'll tell them a story about why we were there.
So,
I have to get back to an undisclosed job at an undisclosed town in an undisclosed Canada. Okay.
see you very much.
See you there, mate. Why we were there having it was high tea, by the way. It was like fancy cups and big cakes and all that sort of thing. Of course, I asked for a beer, got one. But I was saying to the missus, I'll pay for this, because there's about 10 of us there, something like that.
Oh, not quite.
Eight or 10 people. And I thought I'll show the waitress the card,
My other aunt.
debit card, and she can. And then your uncle
No,
leans over. Your cousin?
my other aunt wanted to pay.
No, but I'm just saying the bloke across from me. That was your uncle.
That was my aunt's husband. He
So,
wanted
yeah,
to
your
pay.
uncle. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's saying no, I'll fix it up. I'm thinking no, I'll do it. And he said no, and then the old lady around the corner said, I've already paid for it. Thought that was funny. It would have been $100 or something because it was. I mean, these pieces of cake were the size of small bridges.
We got 2.
Yeah, unbelievable. But yeah, people are the same. You know what I always say, and I'm sure MB, being a world traveller as well, will understand what I'm going to say next. It's not the countries you're in that make the country. It's the people. Doesn't matter where you go. You can go to any country. If the people are open and happy to see you and you know, accommodating you, you'll have a great time. But if you're in a country where they're reluctant to have you there, you can feel it, you can sense it, and you really don't enjoy it. So it's not the countries you go to that make the experience, it's the people. And that's why, like I say, Ireland, if you've never been to Ireland, go there. You people in the US are only 6-7 hours away, I think.
Is that all?
Yeah,
God.
8 hours maybe.
What are we? Bloody 19 hours.
Well, it's 5 hours from Frankfurt to... No, 12 hours from Frankfurt to Singapore. And then 17 hours. We didn't have any stopover. On the way over and the way back, it was like hopped off one plane, straight onto another one. On the way back, the same thing. Just jagged that one pretty well.
Yeah, that's the only thing doing the US trip is that flight.
Yeah, I think it's 18 hours. That would still be going to Singapore first with Singapore Airlines, and then from Singapore to New York, or where we're going. Maybe land in Texas first. But not in October. No. So what else has been happening? I've had a little bit of a flitter on YouTube. Kilkenny, yeah, I love Kilkenny. We went around that area quite a lot, actually. Hello, Matthew. I didn't catch all of that, sorry. My old eyes don't get to read it before it fades away into obscurity. But yeah, no. What was that place we went to? I liked a lot. Dingle. And then we went around the Dingle Way, around the coast, beautiful old settlements.
And Chester was my favourite.
Well, that's in the UK.
I don't care, Chester was my favourite.
Yeah, Chester was nice. But Dingle's an old fishing port, beautiful, quiet. And people are just friendly in Ireland. And not knocking any European country, but when we left Ireland, if you went to an Irish pub, you get served by an Irish guy or girl. Shops are all Irishmen and women. You get to London, no Englishmen. There are no Englishmen working anywhere in the high street.
No, they're off having holidays everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems strange.
Except for when the footy's on.
Yeah. And, you know, if you've ever understood the mentality of football followers, soccer, if you like, they're like warriors. I mean, we were in Earl's Court and they closed the street. A couple of thousand people going down to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's ground.
Remember Liverpool?
Yeah.
Around near our hotel?
Yeah, but that was, I think that was rugby, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Same in Liverpool. No, that wasn't Liverpool. That was in, wasn't that in Edinburgh?
No.
It was funny, we got to this hotel in, I think, Liverpool, and I said to the lady, look, we do smoke, and you know, if we have to, we'll come down the front, but if you've got a room with a balcony, I don't mind paying the upgrade. She said, we don't have any balconies. I said, none at all. She said, none. I said, all right. So we went upstairs, got to our room, and there's a fucking balcony. Massive balcony. And I'm thinking, well, what do you call these things if they're not balconies? So they come in handy.
Yeah, but they actually had them locked off.
And tobacco in Europe, unbelievably cheap. Look, we pay, and I'm not exaggerating, 10 times the amount for tobacco here.
But when we go
10 times the amount.
when we go to America, we should get a bit of pizza. The Germans do not know how to make pizzas.
Germans can't make pizza, I'm afraid. Australians make pizza, because we had, when I was a kid, all the Italians came to Australia in the 60s and 70s. And we have the best pizza you can imagine. But it's like, do we have pets? I'll answer that one in a sec. Yeah, how do you mess up pizza? I agree with you, Matthew.
Honestly,
We've had pets over the years. We had a lovely old dog, a Kelpie, that my wife had, and that was about 11 or 12.
oh no, she was older. She was nearly
she passed
15.
away. And we had a lovely Chihuahua for about 10 years, and then she got ill and we had to put her
we
down.
get a lot of stray cats that we look after.
Yeah.
And then I got
Hello, Alpha. But yeah, no, because what you're seeing here is the old cottage that we're doing, and we're extending 2.5 times the size down the back. And we could get a dog now or a cat now, but the thing is we've got all this construction beginning. Yeah, I'll have another one.
ask them if they want one. How many coffees am I making?
I'm having a coffee. How many coffees does the missus need to make? Yeah, Matthew wants one.
Okay.
We only got raw sugar, Matthew. Mind you, I don't have any, but Yeah, so we'll get some animals. We love animals, and particularly black, one sugar for MB. We've got masses of trees around, so we get the birds now. So, and we'll have some great videos coming up of later in the year. You'll see all the birds that come because we'll feed them and have a special tree and an area for them. White, no sugar for milk, and Awesome takes one. Not sure what she's taking. Black. Well, after you have black, apparently. So they say. Yeah, so we love animals, we really do. In fact, this is the first time, and we've only been here 6 months, that we haven't had a stray cat take ownership of us. You know what I mean? Like a cat comes in and you pat it, and then it goes away, and then it keeps coming back, and then it decides to keep you. Matthew doesn't need sugar because he's sweet enough. If that's not advertising, I don't know what is. Yeah, so you'll be seeing some animals in the near future. Awesome always takes one for the team. I don't know about that. MB, you make love like an Amazon. Really? Don't state your sexual innuendo around here, Alpha. Don't find one of those deplorable rooms. This is clean cut living, this room. And MB's only 3'2", so she's too short for you. But we apparently might be getting, they say, a little bit of rain tomorrow. Now, I haven't personally seen rain for 9 months. Even when we were in Europe, it didn't rain. We had a couple of days of little drizzle. They call it bizzle in Germany. But yeah, we don't get much rain in Australia. I see you and Mrs. Seeds as homesteaders. Oh yeah, we'll be doing a bit more of that. I grow a lot of my own food. Well, not yet, but I will be. And I have done for many years. And I love cooking, love preserving food. I won't be paying any electricity bills, as you'll see in the future. Yeah, so I suppose you could say homesteading to a certain extent. I like a bargain. I like to not be tight with my money, but I like to spend it wisely. So if I see something that's obviously good value, we go for it. I'm not a flippant buyer. I mean, I could buy new cars if I wanted to, but I can't be bothered. How much time do you spend in a car? I mean, really, not much. Unless you're going to sleep in it and eat greasy food. But, yeah, no, I could go and get a nice car tomorrow if I wanted to, but I just don't see the sense in it, to be honest. I've got a nice car. It's about 2007. It's only done 100,000 k. Took us across Australia very nicely. No, it's no secret. Milky, it's just solar, storage batteries. But yeah, I won't unveil all that yet. You'll see that as it unfolds over the upcoming months. And I don't know about you, but I learnt a long time ago, like in Australia, the only thing you need to do is to keep yourself cool during summer. It's not really that cold during winter. Even though you hear me moan about it being cold, it's not. But if you've got air conditioners, you should have an air conditioner for each room. Other than your big area, maybe you'll have just a big air conditioner. But in each room, you're only going to be, like if I go in my office for a couple of hours, I only need the air conditioner for me in that room. So I turn it on. And because if you do that, you're only cooling the area you're in instead of some silly people who air condition the whole house and literally keep the whole house cold, but you can't be in 9 different rooms. So if you ever get air conditioners, get it for a room. And if you're on a really tight budget, get a very small room with a small air conditioner and you'll keep cool.
There, turn the camera around while it's there.
No, I can try. Mrs. wants to show you the temperature. can't see that because the digital needs to be stood up.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Just hold it and I'll lift it up. No, you got to put it into the light. Bend it over. Ah, there we go. 16 degrees Celsius. Now that's cold. Mind you, our newfound friends in Sweden wake up to -2 in the morning in spring. Whoop. All they can see is the table. Sorry about that. So I suppose it's not that cold here, but 16. We prefer, look, if every day was 30 degrees Celsius, which I think is about 82, 83, we'd take that. Wouldn't need an air conditioner, wouldn't need a heater. But when it comes to keeping warm, it's a different story in different countries. I mean, I understand. I remember my parents and uncles and aunties saying, basically, in the 60s and 70s, a third of their wage each week went on keeping them warm. And I can understand that. But not in Australia. Like I say, really, anything you need to do is keep cool. But if you're smart, if it's, say it's been a cool night during summer, you open every window and door up, get all the cold air, cooler air come into the house, and before the sun comes up, close all the doors and windows. You've sort of stolen a bit of the night cool, and you're halfway there. And good insulation. And I know in Europe they use good insulation in their building materials because you have to. And that saves you a lot of money as well. But it's the heating, like underground heating in homes and furnaces, and, cost a lot of money to run. But I can tell you that I'm very impressed with Ireland, Scotland and Wales and the UK with the amount of turbines I saw, wind turbines, off the coast, in the hills, all around Scotland, and that's a good thing. Hello, Sean, how are you? But yeah, I was impressed with the amount of wind turbines I saw, not just in the channel, but all around the countryside. And it's a good thing. We should all be heading for renewables. In fact, they just did a report here in Australia. Yep, I come from a land down under. But the report in Australia that they want, do you gas also seeds? Oh, after a cabbage soup, I gas plenty, don't worry. But yeah, in Australia they did report by 2030 half the vehicles on the road have to be fully electric. In other words, they force manufacturing to do that. And the other thing is, more than likely, around 50% of Australians by 2030, even though they'll be connected to the grid, they won't be using the grid. They'll be feeding back their power. Australia, if you flew over my city in particular in Perth, we get plenty of sun, by the way, you need sunglasses because you're just going to be blinded by all the solar panels everywhere. And I mean that. I'm not making it up. Everywhere. All the supermarkets and big stores have panels all over the roof, everyone's house. I could turn the camera around and show you a neighbour. I think he's got 14 panels, so he's got about 5 kilowatt on his roof alone. Yes, Milk, I was just playing with the words. How much construction is there? Oh, Perth's a massive city. It's really big. Probably 2.5 million people here, which probably by city standards is not much. But we did a video a couple of days ago. We're down by the river, which is just over there. And over there by about, 15 minutes is the ocean. The big city's about 15 minutes there. The airport's about 10 minutes there. So we're in a pretty good location. So when Awesome Hooker flies in, just get on the phone, Awesome. I'm at the airport. 5 minutes I'll be there. I wear my sunglasses at night and morning. Do you have an eye problem, Matthew? I notice Vinny does that every now and then. I'll click on his channel, have a quick look. He wears sunnies all the time, day and night. And a hat. I mean, I wear a hat.
Yeah, you
but
wear a hat.
I've always worn hats. But I don't think I'll be wearing sunnies at night time. A, I wouldn't be able to see the computer screen. I'd be going, where's the thing gone? I wouldn't be able to type. Wouldn't be able to see anything. But a lot of people do that. I think Megan does that as well.
Yeah.
I don't like driving in it. Yeah, but if you ever get a chance to come to Australia, do not miss coming to Western Australia. We're a hidden gem. We've got rainforest. We've got magnificent ocean. There are 5 women to every man. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. That's what the tourist board told me to say. Yes, you're right. Yeah, we do. But I meant that as a throwaway line as you come into land, the reflection. But it is, our whole city is under solar. In fact, we have problems with the power stations getting too much energy back off homes. I've got good hair for an old prick.
Who said that?
That's probably true. Still got it. Yeah. And if I shave, I look too young. The women get beaten up by my wife with a big stick.
They do not.
Hello. I'm growing my winter beard for the storytelling that's coming up in the future. The story of Boyd. I said I had a bit of a flick through the channels yesterday. There's a lot of nonsense going on still. She hates her. They hate them. It just goes on and on. I'm pretty sure Sean's of the same disposition as I am. They can all go and get stuffed. I'm not interested in the nonsense. And I saw a quick video from Nicole tonight. She must have bronchial problems, Nicole, because she's always trying to get something off her chest. Nicole, get some Vicks on there. Rub it hard. Well, it's not silver, it's blonde, mate. Can't you tell the difference? Blonde.
No, it's not.
Bloody foreigners, no idea at all.
It's not blonde.
Yeah, I don't get all the nonsense. Actually, what I don't get is the investment people put in there, their time they put in.
Yeah, but sometimes it's fun.
I don't get it. Look, I can understand the fun and taking the mickey out of each other and all that. I get that. I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me. But when it hits that serious note and people calling each other and then forever, end of item, just going on and on and on. You just want a big stick and just...
Oh, they just need a hug.
I don't know what it is. I mean, there is certainly a case for mental illness all around us. Let's not say it's just on the internet. But it seems to be amplified on the internet, if you know what I mean. As soon as someone rings a loud bell, they get all the attention, even if it's for all the wrong reasons. But they don't care, because it's the attention they're seeking, good or bad. And I'm sure some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter whether they're benevolent or, malevolent. They just ring that damn bell and say, listen to what I got to say. I hate her and she hates me and those people are evil and... I mean, at the end of the day, let's say if somebody won the Battle of Boyd, they were declared champion. What is their prize? I can hear crickets. Hang on.
Yes.
There is no prize. It's just self-indulgence on an extreme level.
Who can hear the crickets?
That was a metaphor I used.
Oh.
Crickets as in...
Because there actually are.
Yes, invest your time. You don't have... what you don't have is a bank of time. Matthew can't say to his life manager, I'd like a little bit more time because I've wasted 2 years on the internet. The big guy with the halo leans down and said, mate, that's all you get. You wasted it, too bad. Because the truth of the matter is there's one thing you will never get back. Is time. Getting a bit deep now, aren't I? Oh, I don't think you're old. You're just short. MB. Yeah, I used to work in a certain department within a prison system, and yet those that rang the bell loudest got most of the attention and cost the most to maintain, and etc., etc. But it's, you know, there are two things in life. One is you'll get someone ring the bell because they want the attention, but they are in a terrible depressive state. There's that person, okay? So there are some genuine people that ring a bell and get really loud and noisy for the fact that they're crying out for help. But the 99% of them that just want it for the attention is because they have a self-egotistical drive that must be met every day. And if it's not, they'll start abusing you. Okay, I'll stop being right. I'm just full of logic. But I don't hate anyone on YouTube. It's like poor old Zia in his van. He is literally eating himself to death. Literally. And I always, every now and then I'll watch his video and he'll say, oh, I'm going to change eating this food and I'm going to stop eating that. He misses the point. It's not the foods that he's eating. It's the quantity.
Some of the foods that he...
I mean, yeah, maybe some of the foods need to go, but it's the quantity. Every time I've ever heard him sit down and eat, this is a small portion. You know, it's 3 kilos of food. I would prefer it to be bigger. So I think he's missing the point, and the fact that he's ballooned out and he's got a head like a watermelon justifies my statement. He is literally eating himself to death. And anyone that donates to him will just actually speed up the process. So someone like Norm from Canada, you can nickname the Undertaker, because his process is nearly done. And I feel sorry for him. I do. I know.
don't.
Who, Zia?
No, I don't.
He's an arsehole,
I
put
know.
it that way. But I mean, I
No.
feel sorry for the fact he doesn't have the capability to understand what he's doing. All these people do is keep him in perpetual poverty. If giving Zia money will solve the issue, why is he turned into the human blimp and still doesn't clean himself, lives in abject poverty, and lives in a 30-year-old van? Now let's see what I just said. So people that give him money simply keep him bouncing along the bottom. They are cursing him. If someone was genuine, and I wouldn't care if it happened, by the way, and said to Zia, I bought you a house, and, you know, we're going to get a nutritionist and we're going to do all this for you, I doubt he'd take up the offer, to be honest. He's so used to living a life of misery, he would want to go back to it. But I feel sorry for him, and anyone that supports him on that level are doing him more harm than good. Doesn't hurt. Every one of us, I've done it in my life, trust me. When you reach rock bottom, you have this thing called self-awareness occur. And then you realise that you need to step up. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can see the facade behind the hand coming out, and then you're not giving. Well, then you're obviously an asshole. I mean, one of the things that's not missed upon me through my training is that he will always utilise the word, those who love me. Do you love me? Generally, people ask for things they haven't got. Do you know what I mean?
I want chocolate.
But, you know, he seeks love, because I don't think he's had much of it within his own life, which is sad. And these internet friends that he has are not in his life every day, have no bearing on supporting him in reality. So he just bounces along the bottom. And so I think it's quite cruel when people do give him small portions of money just to keep him there in misery. How dare you accuse me of bribing with an apple? I'm being nice. I must have missed that, but it must have some significance within the conversation. And I didn't catch, when I get back, I had a bit of a flick through channels. I didn't catch Berg's doing anything, but I'd heard he's just hasn't changed. And again, that's very sad. I did hear one thing. Apparently, his parents are leaving home, and he's not going with them. Which, and there's a satirical side to that. It's funny, but it's not funny, because his only support structure is being at home with mum and dad. So that's pretty sad. Most of the people that I do watch on YouTube. I go occasionally to Nicole's or some hookers when she's on. She's not on regularly enough, and she keeps killing plants. Awesome. Need to tell me something?
What about your two? Have you watered them?
Yes.
When?
This morning I gave him a little dribble. I was talking about the plants that my daughter killed.
Yeah, did you tell Olsen that story?
No. Too sad. Anyway, I'll put you back to the missus for a while. She's got a wealth of information to tell you, I'm sure.
Have I?
I don't know, do you?
What information do I have? I have a coffee. I need chocolate. I always need chocolate. Oh my god, the German chocolate's yum. Milky Way. JP. Hey JP. Bergs is angry with me. He asked me for help bringing... Wow, the text goes quick.
JP there, is he? G'day, JP.
Oh, I have to get your charger. I'll be back.
Oh. Sorry about that. Got a bit of a low battery issue. You're going to get the charger. G'day, JP. How you going, mate? Pretty cool here. I bet it's cooler where you are. It's that's the temperature here at the moment. And for us, that's pretty cool, 15. But in Sydney, it gets a bit colder. Trust me. Just need to undo that a bit. There we go. Having a technical issue, whacking on the old wackadooer. Pressing the button.
I did push it before you plugged it in.
Okay. It's getting cold. It's midnight there, is it? Is it 10 here now?
I don't know. Is it? So it's 10 o'clock here, JP. Oh, I'm tired.
I don't know. Don't think it is.
That'd be right.
Bergs is trying to get someone to fly a girlfriend in. What, into the garage? He has some serious issues, there's no question. But a lot of people on YouTube have serious issues. Even though you'll see some people, I'm not going to name them, but it's obvious to me, a lot of these people that are extroverts by nature, and you can think of a dozen people when I said that, are actually very lonely, have very much lost direction in life, and are building a sort of pseudo-life online, creating a world of friends and people they say they love. It's a very loose term used. This is only my opinion, by the way. But I see MB, I'm not going to say, "Hi MB, I love you." I'm not going to say that.
I am.
Well, the wife might, but and that's not me being mean or derogatory. I use that word intently for people I really do love. But you see that happen all the time. Love you here, love you there, and then they're fighting each other next week, of course. So it's a bit of a pretentious thing. But I assure you, some of the major extroverts you see on YouTube suffer major depressions. This is their world. You are their therapy. Truly. Without you, they would struggle. And if the internet didn't become available, their lives would become an utter misery. They wouldn't have their daily fix, or hourly fix in some cases. It's just what they need. No, I agree, JP. It's very hard for me to use that word flippantly. I mean, I can say I love my football team, but that's in a different context.
That's right. That's the context I mean.
Well, I'd find that, particularly if I was speaking to anyone on the internet I have not met, just like JP said, I'd struggle. It would take years of me to know you. Have you around for a barbecue.
I'm devastated.
What?
JP can't say that he loves me.
I don't think so. He'd probably say it now just to keep me happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll put the camera around JP so
I'm just
she's
kidding.
devastated now.
I'm just kidding. Oh dear. I love yous all. I'll do a Snapchat video just for everybody to say I love yous all. Yes, we met though. See, JP said we met, so he can tell you.
Yeah.
He can slap you on the back and tell you he loves you. Yeah. But I don't know why people just can't be themselves and be honest. To be honest, like what you see with us is what it is. Do you agree, JP? You've met us.
It's very hard to be someone you're not. Do you know that?
We
It's incredibly hard.
We have our jokes and all that sort of thing, but our ups and downs. But what you see is what you get.
I feel like singing a song now.
Yeah, go on.
I've been to cities that never close down. New York to Rio and old London town.
Are you going, MB?
No matter
Okay. Well, have fun. MB,
how
I love ya.
may roam.
MB's going.
See you later, mate.
See?
I still call Australia home. Mm.
Jeez, you've only got 4 thumbs up. That's not showing
But
the
that's
love.
that's all JP. He's got 4 computers going.
That's not showing the love.
I've never given.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
I don't get that when people say, "Make sure your thumbs up."
Yeah.
What?
See, MB loves me too, not Mr. Seeds though.
See you later, shorty.
Oh dear. Yes, there is different ways of saying love and different contests. Oh look, you've got 7 thumbs up now because I said that.
I didn't know
I better-
JP had 7
I
computers.
better go on mine and thumb it up.
In Australia, we have a saying: "Who gives a rat's ass?"
But there is different degrees of love. And there's different degrees of hate. It's a word I don't use often.
I prefer to use
Or
the
lightly.
word pity.
I absolutely hate anchovies. That I can say without a doubt. Oh, you've got 9 thumbs up now.
Jeez, he's got 9 computers, JP. He must be in the gym, going to every laptop.
Yes, I absolutely hate anchovies. Without a doubt. I know it's a strong word, but it's true. So there. So I better go thumbs it up in a minute. I hate Eddie Maguire. That's JP said that.
Just have a quick chat with him. I hear your sentiments about Eddie, but do you remember probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was like Channel Maguire.
Yeah.
Eddie would be on this show, he'd be on that show, he'd do the evening news, he'd read the weather if you let him. So he used to know. But the best thing, JP, whether I get an opportunity to watch my football team hold that cup again, I watched the West Coast Eagles destroy Eddie Maguire. Yeah. I don't need any more.
Yeah, it's true, MP. Some people, I don't know why though. I don't know why people have to bullshit. I mean, you can do funny things. You never try and eat them. What, the anchovies? Oh God, I just hate, ugh. I don't like walking into a fish shop either. If people were just real, you could connect with people better. Well, that's how I think. Maybe I live in a fantasy world, but I'm usually a pretty good judge of character, aren't I? My intuition.
Yeah.
But careful what you say on here, on YouTube. Gets taken the wrong way. Your name's Ernest. Is it JP?
He's being earnest.
He's real about his name.
Yep, his real name is JP. I know that for a fact.
It is.
I see it on the screen. It's probably, and I mean this sincerely, it's harder to be somebody you're not.
Because you got to
Two
keep doing
things.
it.
You got to remember the lie, and that's impossible to do. There's actually a psychological test to do. You can get it online, I think. It asks you a series of questions to make up a story about events and what happened or whatever. It goes for about 20 minutes, and then you get to another section. It diverts you to a different thought line. Then it comes back and says, tell me the story again that you first told me. It's around about 30% that you'll get right. It's too hard to lie and live a life of a lie because, as you just said, just be yourself. It's easy. Like I can tell you, I got hit by a car, definitely, when I was 9 years old, nearly died. I've had this happen in my life, that happened in my life, and I can tell you all the stories, and they're all true. And if you ask me in 5 years' time, I can tell you the same stories and remember details about them, and you say, that's exactly what you said 5 years ago, Seeds, because it's the truth. When somebody, and this is the tricky bit online, what happens with people is they don't like some parts of their lives because, you know, everyone has a bit of a darkness and a skeleton and all that. So they'll embellish a story. They'll say, I was here and I did that and this happened. And they've missed out all the bits in between which actually make up the story. So when you hear them tell the same thing again, it seems to vary a little bit. You say, well, that's not the town you said it was in, and you didn't say that happened to you, because it's impossible to remember the lie. Some people are good at it. Some people are psychopath. They'll be able to play the role quite well, but they get caught out because it's impossible, like I said, to continue to live a life that's a lie. You just get found out. So if anyone wanted any advice about online presence, just be yourself. If you want to be reserved about your information, that's fine. My memory is far too bad to keep lies consistent. Well, that's pretty true, actually. All of us, every one of us, suffers from short-term memory loss of a degree. If I said to JP right now, what's the movie you watched on telly last week? He'd go, something to do with guns, cars. In other words, you don't. But if I said, what happened 15 years ago when you were in that car accident? He'll go, yep. So we all suffer to a degree of short-term memory loss because it's not that important. It's stored in our data, and later on we can bring it up. But like I say, the amount of people that I can obviously see are extroverts on YouTube and show this bravado and aggression and just the way they do things. In reality, they're very lonely people, and you are keeping them sane. So I'm not telling you to stop watching them, because they need you more than you need them. There's a bee. That must be the same bee that was here 6 weeks ago. We got this one bee that always seems to hover. Actually, it's walking. I don't know what he's doing. He don't look too good. I think he's on his last legs. But I'd like to say, I had a bit of a flick around on a few channels today, and this person's angry at that one again, and now there's going to be a big reveal, and I hate you, and why? Why? Seriously. I mean, if I wouldn't do anything like that to anyone anyway, but if I wanted to do something, like say I wanted to rob and get a lot of money, well, my logic says I'm going to go for the biggest prize. I'm going to go for like $10 million. I'm not going to go and steal a Mars bar. I'm not going to go and, grab a bag of candy. I'm going to go and get $10 million or go down trying. So what I'm trying to emphasise with that is that if you're going to do something that's ridiculous, do it in a big way. But to continually come on every day and put people down and pretend you're a plastic gangster, or I've got revealing information about this woman, I'm going to show you all. The question is why? I mean, is it something that you actually get your jollies off? Is it what makes you tick is to make other people miserable. I can tell you one thing, you don't need to make somebody's life a misery if it's already miserable. You just compound the situation. And like I say, this online hatred, most of the people that you would meet in real life wouldn't act that way at all. They wouldn't be like that at all. Most of these extroverts are quite introverted when you meet them. Yes, it's projection, JP. It usually is. When someone's hatred you see online comes on, it's usually a projection of their own lives to a certain extent. In other words, if I'm going to be fucking miserable, I'm going to bring you down to the same misery I'm in. But being a plastic gangster or being, you know, so-called better than other people or king of the free world, seriously? It's a bit of an oxymoron when you think a bloke who actually only drives between white lines in car parks, craps in a plastic bag, can't sleep at night time because he's too frightened to get caught for vagrancy, is the king of the free world. Geez, our lives must be shit.
True.
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. And people are going to get angry whether I say to them or not. But being angry doesn't give you nothing. Being happy does. We're having a laugh, a couple of drinks with your mates, going down the beach, go down the river, go out for a meal every now and then, and use real knives and forks, ladies and girls and boys. Don't use those plastic ones. They could snap and catch you in the eye. Here's the wife for the evening weather report.
Evening weather report. It's getting colder. Ooh, 11 thumbs up. The weather report right now, actually the cloud is building. We're supposed to be getting rain this evening.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's supposed to rain by the time we get up in the morning. Exactly, believe it if you see it. Today was unusually warm. And that's about it with the weather. So what's happening with everyone? JP, what time is it there? Then I know what time it is here. Because we're 2 hours difference now, 3 hours difference. Queensland.
It's 9 o'clock here, isn't it?
Where is the gargoyle? Oh, you remember Matthew. He's around the corner. Yeah, we had him sitting down there. It's 10:15 here. Oh, hey, Bucky. You're wealthy, handsome, and tough. And I've missed the rest. Oh, that's all I need to know. I'm wealthy with what I have. A good life, good family.
No chocolate.
But I've got no chocolate. Are you going to bed, JP? All right, night.
Good night, mate.
Love you, JP. Love your family. I'll say it, see, seeds won't. Love to everybody. Now, your fortune and your happiness is what you make it. Isn't it?
Yeah?
Oh, JP gave you a hug.
Gay.
You're mean. Abundance is what you make it. Health, happiness.
My view on that subject is pretty simple. Every one of you that are here, the 6,000 people that are in the room, my eyes are a bit blurry, I think it says 6,000. Of the 6,000 people in the room, at any given time, life's a piece of shit. Something breaking down, you owe money, that doesn't work, the cheese has gone off, whatever. That's life. You know, shit happens. You know the old t-shirt? But there's some little gems in between, if you look for them. You know, all this little river of crap that is our lives. In amongst them, there's a bit of a glistening gem here, and another, oh, nice big gem there. Oh, there's a whole bunch of gems there. That's why you live, is for those little gems of your life that come along. They could be the birth of your child, grandchild. It's just a fun 10 minutes with a dog that makes you laugh, and you speak to an old man down the river, and You know, have a bit of a yak. They're little gems. Not being able to pay a bill, that comes along. Being broke completely, I've been there. So life is a line, just like a line going across the screen here. And in amongst it, amongst all that crap, there are some perfect gems. You just got to keep your eye out for them. If you're up to your neck in crap, and life's not treating you good, and you're really down the bottom, look at the positive side. You can only go up.
That's a song.
Yeah, but some people will hone in on the misery. And then some people hone in on other people's misery, which, like JP said earlier, is a reflection probably more on them than the subject matter that they're talking about. But there's loads of people I've met on the internet who are housebound for one reason or another, be it age, infirm, disabled. So this is important to them. And I believe, sincerely, that every name that you see pop up on a screen, I think of them as a real person. You know, I don't think of them as just that name and be derogatory to them and put them down if they say something I don't agree with. I'll argue with anyone, by the way, but I like a good argument, whether I'm right or wrong. It's the conversation that takes place and being able to agree to disagree. That's a bit of a secret. Put that one in your bag.
All colours are the same in the dark.
What?
All colours are the same in the dark.
No, that's not true. What about black?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's always black.
Yeah, but it's the same.
So it's not the same. I got it on a technicality.
Oh, shut up. It's a colour. It's the same. All colours are the same in the dark.
Actually, that's a good point, Milky Way. If I said to anyone, pick a character off YouTube and tell me if you've met them in real life, I would struggle, I'll be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? The projection you get online by some of these extroverts, they're not like that in real life anyway. And I certainly wouldn't meet any of them in real life, as in like in my normal life. They just don't exist. So it's a bit of a pantomime, it's a bit of a show. That's what it's supposed to be, it's a bit of entertainment. I choose not to visit a lot of YouTube channels now because it's nonsense. It's arguments, it's hatred, it's like one vengeance video after another. I'm not interested because, like I say, one thing you don't get given abundance of is time. And if you could sit down for just 1 minute and write down over the last week how much crap you watched on YouTube, and I said, here's 7 hours back, go and do something with that. You're probably saying, geez, he's right. 7 hours. Actually, there is, I don't know where it is on YouTube, but on your channel, there's an area you can go and it tells you how much time you've been watching YouTube.
Really? Does it?
Yeah, I found it by mistake the other day. It gives you what you watched that day, that week, and it actually got a little bit down the bottom saying, click this box if you need to take a break. So a lot of people should click that box that says, when I need to take a break.
Yeah, but we watch other things. We watch funny shows too.
Yeah,
and
we watch
animals.
I like
funny
documentaries
ones,
and
stuff,
history. That's the bit I enjoyed about going through Europe, is looking at some of the architecture, some from 1,000 years ago. Fascinated me, really did. But a lot of people aren't interested in things like that, and that's okay. But I do like interesting science shows. I don't mind watching history. But there's nothing really to be learned by watching some of these channels that
Yes,
all
there
they do is argue.
You're still learning. It's
What are you
not
learning? Not to watch it is what I learn.
How not to behave. How not what to do.
I think what happens though, and this is a bit of a warning, I mean, what we do in our lives, this is what we all do. You'll meet people throughout your whole life that you admire and you aspire to be a little bit like them. So you take on a little bit of their characteristics. You know, the good bits you want to add to your portfolio of who you are. And you go through your whole life taking little bits from people, maybe just a saying that someone said or a book that you read, but then you get the detrimental side where people with mental illness who are watching on, if you get my point. I mean, Berg's by himself, away from the internet, not drinking, is probably a nice guy.
Oh, yes.
combine alcohol with the internet, and he tries to mimic anyone and everyone that he thinks he might get a successful return on. Now, I haven't seen it, but someone told me that he's been asking for money.
No, I haven't seen it either.
And I believe that he was the biggest advocate about no e-begging.
Get a job.
Get a job. But apparently he's been asking for money. I don't know whether that's just tongue-in-cheek or if he's genuinely asking people for money. But he uses some of the sayings that Zia uses and other people use. And it's like, why? Again, a conversation 20 minutes ago. Be yourself. Each one of us is a character in our own right. You don't need to mimic. You don't have to be the shining light. You don't have to be the centre of attention. You can just go along with the flow. But I choose not to visit certain channels because it's just repetitive nonsense, arguments, hatred, and I just don't want to waste my time. But I'll put you back to the missus and I think we'll close it for the night. There's the boss.
The boss. It's exciting. No, you just learn not what to do when you watch crappy channels. Like, come on, sometimes it's fun to just go look what is happening. Well, not fun. Just to see.
I think the only time I
What's
go
happening.
to any channels that I don't really like the person running the channel, and I don't mean that nasty, I just don't like the material. I have more fun looking at the side chat.
Oh, that's
There's
the thing.
usually a conversation going on, nothing
Read
to do with the
the
channel.
side chat. 90 minutes, well done, Seeds.
What?
90 minutes you've been doing this.
Oh, do I get paid extra for that?
Yeah. And you'll just get some more thumbs up. You got 11. Ooh.
What's this thing that thumbs up? You're obsessed with me.
Because I'm just joking. Because everyone else does it. Hey, free birdie.
I'll stir you up now. All the people that put thumbs up in the room, can you just put thumbs down so the wife goes nuts?
Yeah, just be
Hello,
you.
Free.
That's right. I just like to stir. I retired from Boy. Too much yelling and bragging, yeah.
Who's that?
Thanks for the chat, Mr. and Mrs. Seeds. That's, it went so quick I missed it. I haven't got my phone, so I'm not reading.
I have no chance of reading it.
It goes so quick when you do this on the phone thingy. Now, there's lots of other good stuff to watch on YouTube, though. If she's the boss, can I have tomorrow off?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like if someone
go for it.
says to us...
Go fishing, and if you don't catch any fish, it's still a better day.
It's like when someone says, oh, I'm going to call your boss or your work, whatever. Well, go for it. Call my boss. Call Seeds' boss, because you'll be calling us if that happens. You have a good channel to recommend. What's that, free birdie? We're always in for someone recommending a good channel. No, it's Nomadic Movement. Is that what it's called, free birdie? Nomadic Movement. I haven't heard of that one. Sometimes you OD on certain topics and channels too, I find. There was a time there I was watching, God, I can't think of a name, because I don't watch it much anymore.
That father and daughter one you're talking
No, the Christian, she goes around and looks at what people have built alternately in a house or how they're living. It can be quite interesting, actually. So what's the nomadic movement one? And then for a while there, yeah, we were watching a lot of homesteading videos. Young couple living in a bus drove down to... Oh, I'll have to check that out. Sounds different. Actually, if it's on YouTube, if you could put the link in here, when we go back and watch it, then I can click on it, free Betty. But there is tons of stuff out there. It's funny stuff on YouTube, serious. Oh, thanks, Free Birdie. Yeah, hello, hello. We love that show. Hello, hello. The French copper.
I was pissing past the shit.
Yeah. I shall say this only once. Yeah, that's good. All those shows are good. All those shows are good. Yep, alright. Yeah, that'd be good, Free Bird. If you post it, then when I go back later and watch it, I can click on it. All the old funny shows like that. Then there were some we used to watch that, well, you like Dad and Dave.
What you doing, Dad? Scratching my ass.
And The Big Bang Theory. There's not many sort of series that actually are still good to watch. And then you've got your Netflix ones like 13 Reasons Why. I don't know if anyone ever watched that.
I did read somewhere that that's caused a lot more teenage suicides.
No.
Well, they're applying that theory that the research they've done suggests that.
No, that's media again. And of course people's editing of movies or videos makes a difference too, I think, of what you decide to watch. Like you can watch somebody that doesn't really do much editing, but it's still really good to watch.
Definitely one of the better ones in that aspect, like for homesteading, is Boss of the Swamp.
Swamp, yes.
His editing superb.
He is, and he just uses cheap cameras or his phone, and then yeah, that's true.
He spends time editing, for sure.
Oh, he does, yeah. And then people who
Very philosophical man.
edit take the time and effort and make it interesting. Oh, Mr. Bean, yes, we love Mr. Bean as well. Yep. And of course, Seeds likes Blackadder.
Yep.
Oh. So you put me on, you've gone from 8 people to 4 people.
Obviously, they like looking at aging hairy apes.
Yeah. But you can't go anywhere yet anyway, because Freebirdie's going to put that link in, and then I can go click on it tomorrow. Oh, that's, I have to see too. Danny G hasn't been on, has she?
I haven't seen it.
Do you see that? I'm not sure. You put the link in, did you, Freebirdie? How do we check on the phone? Because the chat goes so quick.
Well, no, it'll be in the chat later.
Yeah, it'll be in the chat later. I thought you could only post links if you have a wrench.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know, Freebirdie. I don't know how that works.
We'll just put in put in the title of the channel. That might be easier.
Put in the exact name then, and just put in the name, and then I'll have a look for it. No, I didn't see anything. Oh, I don't know how it works. I know you can only put in YouTube channels. All right, the nomadic movement. So that's what it's actually called. All right, we'll look that up.
It's a bit like Free Birdie. She's nomadic.
We'll look that up tomorrow. So some of watching some of those things, people's adventures and that, can be really interesting. Jan, what's that other lady that sometimes comes in and talks? Jan and Bruce. Jan and Bruce.
Yeah. Adventures.
Adventures, yeah. I go flick through and watch. Yeah, but I can watch what they've put in earlier. And it's good to watch from other countries. Yeah, I watched some of Jan and Bruce's and stuff like that. Or even just general people. Some people only put videos up of their pets. I love that sort of thing. Oh, they're on a cruise right now, Jan and Bruce. Ah, cool.
Yeah, cruise is good. Get an opportunity to go on a cruise, definitely go on one. They're good fun.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're first at the canteen.
Why? Our cruise was pretty good.
Mm. We had sit-down meals anyway, most of the time.
Yeah, they do travel a lot, Jan and Bruce, actually, don't they?
It's good to see the world.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't go actually see enough of your own country, your own backyard. You tend to go elsewhere, which we're guilty of doing that too.
I've been around the country twice.
Yeah, but what I mean is there's still things to explore around where we are.
Of course. You never get enough time to see everything.
No, you try, but sometimes you miss what's in your backyard because you're thinking of, or you go elsewhere.
But at the moment, there's nothing in our backyard until we build the house.
Yeah, because we've done that. There's the boss.
Caught me unawares. I was drifting off, looking at the sky.
'Cause I was going
How are you, Free? Free Birdie reminds me of Beatles songs.
Oh, yeah. What was that song called? In the Dead of the Night?
Yeah, I think one of and I was saying MB was in here earlier, and me personally, Free, when I go to a country, it's not the country that makes the visit interesting, it's the people within that country, their cultures, their foods, even their beers, let's be honest. But you can go anywhere in the world in big cities and they're basically the same. Doesn't matter where you went in the world, even if you couldn't speak the language, you see the same foods. Is Cronulla in your backyard? Nah, Bucky.
That's Sydney.
That's on the other side of the country. Nice. It's good, particularly when kids go to places like that. I get a lot of enjoyment watching them get excited and have fun and eat too much. But yeah, no, Cronulla is definitely not in my backyard. It's only 4,000 kilometres away.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've been there. Australia's a big country, and most of us in our country do go around and have a look at it, but guilty like some people are in all parts of the world, some people don't move out of their district. I don't think it's in fear, I think it's just in that comfort zone. They're used to things. You know, they like the regular, and they like the weather and blah, blah, blah. And you'll get those people when they do eventually travel, they'll go somewhere and say, oh, it's too cold, it's too windy. They miss the point, is that it's the experience. And meeting people from different cultures and countries is very interesting. That's great. Share the load of the cost too, Free. More people, less pay. Always a good move to do. And it would have been a good time. Good people together, you would have had a ball. I'm looking forward to this so-called rain that they say we're going to get. At the moment it's clear sky.
Actually, because we've been on so long, I'm going to ask Tucker. How's Tucker going?
I don't know. We've been away a while. Anyone heard of Tucker and what he's up to? We all know that he's suffering a little bit with his condition, but has anyone heard from Tucker? Do a rain dance. It doesn't work, mate. Not here. You just get, blisters on your feet. But I haven't seen rain for about 9 months. No, Free says she hasn't seen Tucker in weeks. He's just gone quiet. Mind you, like I say, his medical condition can go up and down. I hope he's well. Seems like a decent bloke to me, Tucker. Yeah, I mean, Boit stress, it's only self-imposed though, isn't it, Free? I don't go to those stressful rooms anymore. Can't be bothered. It's like, the way I would describe it, Bucky got flooded for 2 weeks. If I took Free out for dinner, and my wife would say, that's fine, nothing going on there, no hanky-panky going on. Me and Free Birdie went out for a nice restaurant. Well, we thought it was a nice restaurant. And Free gets her steak and goes, oh, this is rubber. And I get my little pasta dishes. Oh, this doesn't taste good. There's one thing that me and Free Birdie will never do again, and that's go to that restaurant. Now, if you really treated YouTube like that, you wouldn't go back. Because in real life, you wouldn't go back to the bad restaurant. Some people are thriving on misery. In other words, rubbernecking, I think it's called. I just can't be bothered wasting my time. I think there's interesting people on YouTube. There's some fantastic channels I look at, and I like history and documentaries and things like that. And people doing homesteading, cooking, pickling, all those things that interest me that I like to do. I don't like bitching, moaning, carrying on like a pork chop and whinging about everything and anything every day. And some channels are just, you know, it's like Groundhog Day. Press play. Oh, I've said that's the same thing that's been going on. I press next day. Oh, it's the same thing every day. So, yeah, I soon tire of that. I like to be entertained, informed, and have a laugh. It's pretty easy to go live. You just click the live button. Yeah, I agree with you, Free. There are some very good people. In fact, there are more good people than bad, let's be honest. And I have more fun when I do go to rooms just chatting in the side chat. Sometimes the rooms don't interest me at all. The side chat can be good fun and a bit of a laugh. But yeah, so choose your channels wisely, I suppose is what I'm saying.
And choose bedtime.
It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Do I need to put on my mankini?
I've got the, what?
She went, what?
Got the grandson in the morning.
Right.
And it's past.
And I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. It's going to be very painful.
Oh.
Not the dentistry, just the bill. Free Birdie says I do a little rubbernecking. That's probably because you're flexible. Free.
I do too.
Yeah, the wife does. I go, nah, off.
Oh, come on, you do too sometimes.
It's so boring.
Well, I'll say
All right,
goodbye.
we are going to go and go nunnies, go to bed. So whoever's been here, thanks for coming along. Listen to us rambling along about different subjects. Good to catch up with you people, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If it's daytime, if it's nighttime, go to bed. So it's good night from me.
Good night.